Hi, Tracy Fines here, 25-year veteran in flipping properties, also known as the Flipping Queen. I am excited to share with you today's presentation. It's all about finding and keeping great trades. Where do we get these people from? and and what's the key to a successful relationship with the trades? So it's coming up on my presentation today. I hope you enjoy it. Talk to you again soon.
Tracy is an experienced investor and builder, published interior designer, and she has won numerous awards for design. Tracy is an award-winning author and international speaker who has been featured in international publications and on television. Having a zest for life, a love of great design, and an enthusiasm for creating beauty, she will uplift and inspire you to take massive action in your life to achieve your goals. And she wants to help you do the same. Please welcome Tracy Fines.
Hello and welcome to my Facebook Live today, Flipping Thursdays. And I'm Tracy Fines, of course, 25-year real estate investor known as the Flipping Queen. So I have been flipping properties for a very long time, and I'm going to share lots of great wisdom here with you and my experience and how I've been living a flippin' great life doing this business. And I want to invite you, of course, into my world and get involved in investing in real estate. It is the bomb, people. I know I'm repetitive when I say this, but I truly, truly mean this, that if you are not investing in real estate, you absolutely need to start. And for sure, I can help you in that, or get yourself started with your own circle. And I'm talking today actually about your circle again. And I've touched on this already in other Facebook Lives, but I want to continue talking about it because this is a really so significant. I cannot. I don't want to undervalue or not state it clearly enough how important it is to have the people around you in this business to support you in the absolute best way. And, it takes a huge village. It's more like a city. Let's say it takes a city to put a project together, to have all of the pieces of the puzzle come together in this beautiful thing that I call creation. And we are, and I don't mean that lightly, you are creating when you are a real estate investor. You're fixing up a property. So you're actually taking something and transforming it into something else. And that's a beautiful process. And it's very passion filled for me. And I think you can see that. Basically, the more you watch me on these Facebook Lives and come to my webinars on Wednesday nights, you're going to see my enthusiasm. And this is after 25 years. Like, I am still juiced about this world of flipping properties and how it can really, take your life to a new level. If you've been to my webinar, you'll know my story is pretty much rags to riches. I started off in very impoverished with nothing. So if I can do it, you can do it. There's no way in my mind that you are not capable of doing so. So I hope that's inspired you a little bit to take some action today in getting yourself moving in the direction of investing, okay? Because this is the way that the 1%ers of the wealthiest people on the planet have made their fortunes. Their fortunes have been made in land acquisition, okay? So whether or not you want to flip a property, you don't have to be a flipper, but you definitely need to be an investor. If you want to buy and hold, you want to buy, fix up, and rent it out and hold that property, also a very, very good model. And I can certainly help you with either of those models. Today, I want to talk about how to find great, how to find, keep, and work with great trades, and this goes for trade suppliers, you know, consultants as well. But I want to talk specifically today about trades because you know, they're going to be doing the work. So it is a little bit different. Like you're going to have a lot of interaction with your trades because they're going to be on site, on your job site. And you are going to be building probably, I mean, you're building a very close relationship with these trades if you want the benefits of great trades that will support you. So the first thing I want to touch on is how do I find great trades? Okay. And over the years, like I've been doing this 25 years. So the trades do come and go. I don't have the same trades that I had in the very beginning. You know, people stop doing sometimes a good job for some reason. Like I had a painter for many years and he was a great painter and he always gave me a really good price. He showed up on time. He did a good job. He was reliable. These are qualities that I look for in trades. And so it was good pricing, good supporter, and he also showed up when he said he was going to show up. And then I hired him for another project, and then something like went terribly wrong with him, and he kind of had I guess a personal problem, and yeah, he went down the wrong path. Basically, he started to drink a lot, and his reliability went south, and it really screwed my job up. Like, you know, when you have a schedule to keep, which is what you're going to have when you're doing a renovation or whatever, if you're going to do a new build or whatever it is, you have a schedule to keep. And if one of the trades is not supporting you and keeping to that schedule, then it's a snowball effect, right? So if the painter's not doing his job, then, you know, it's harder for the carpenter to finish. It's harder for the flooring guys to finish. It's harder for, you know, it gets in the way. It's harder for you to finish and sell your project, right? You can't stage. You have to get the painting done. So these are the kind of things that can happen. And like, I have another funny story actually. I mean, so that was one thing when I had a painter for many years, really great. Then he went off the deep end. So then I had to get a new painter. Another crazy story is I had hired this general contractor because sometimes I also hire someone that can look after the job. I'm not always doing the general contracting myself. And I had hired this general contractor, and this was the first job I actually was working with him on. And everything seemed to be going okay, and then all of a sudden not going okay. Like he never showed up again. And I found out through my electrician that the guy was arrested for like pedophilia. Oh my God. So like I lost my contractor because he was arrested and put in jail. Like crazy stuff, you know, like when I say I've run the gamut of, you know, having different experiences and running into pitfalls on my projects, I really have. Like now on the good side of things, my electrician is really like a brother to me. He has been my electrician for probably 23 years. So longer than longer than my marriage, let's put it that way, which is pretty funny to me. So you can have those are the kind of relationships that you want to build. Now, how did I go about finding trades, good trades? That's the key thing here is to ask, okay? And I say this to my students who are in my program all the time. This is my famous line is ask. And ask. And if you're not asking, then you're not getting, right? So you've got to ask. So I would ask other general contractors that I knew. I would ask other trades that I knew if they had experience with somebody on their job site that was really professional, reliable, and did good work, and also, showed up when they said they were going to show up. Like who's like on your site that's doing a good job for you? Who are the trades that you're calling back often? And so definitely referrals. You can ask, you can even ask your friends. Like most people in general, if you're a homeowner, you are already working with trades. Generally, I mean, you're already doing some kind of renovation. Most likely, if you're a homeowner, you're fixing up something, you're calling people to come and redo your floors, or you're calling a painter. Like this is very, very, very normal and common for just the standard homeowner. Okay, so you can ask your friends, you can ask family and friends if they've had any really good experiences with trades. You can also ask other general contractors and other trades. So you may know, maybe you just in your own circle, you have a painter or a tile layer or somebody like that is in your circle. Well, you can just go to that friend who's in your circle already and just say, do you know any good other trades that you would recommend? Like you've gotten to know other trades when you're on the site. There's no better way, in my opinion, than to piggyback off of other people's relationships. And I tell myself this often, and I use this often. Please use other people's experiences, credibility, wherever possible, authority, okay, wherever possible. So if you have, people build relationships. That's what we do. We build communities. That's just a natural human characteristic. So just know that relationships are really key. So ask people in your circle for those qualified individuals that look like they're doing good work. And the other way is that I also do. Now I'm in Toronto, Canada. So in Toronto, Canada right now, we are in a really sort of major building boom. Real estate market's very hot. And so there's a lot of construction going on. And trades are busy, right? So what you want to do so this is what I do sometimes is, there's so many job sites. When I'm driving around different neighborhoods, there's lots of construction projects going on, and they'll have their hoarding, the fencing all around the site to keep it safe so that people don't get hurt. People don't walk on the site and get hurt. But on the hoarding or the fencing, they have signage, and the signs would be, this is the demolition company. This is another project. They like to say that a lot. The slogan: "This is another project by demo number 2 or demo number 1 or triple A electrical," or these are very, very classic names. AAA electrical. So you can get to know the trades names, right? Because you're gonna drive around in the area, let's say, that you're working in, and you're gonna start to see possibly the same companies sort of over and over again, And that's certainly what I see in my area. And you can I take photographs of the signage when I'm driving around looking at job sites. I'm taking photographs of the signage so I can follow up and call these trades. And when I call them up, I refer to the project that I saw them work, that they're working on. And and then I give them I have a little interview with them and just talk to them about, well, what I'm doing. Here's what I do. I'm going to be doing this project. I see that you're working in the area quite a bit. Would you be interested in getting together and giving me a quote? That kind of thing. So you start to build some rapport with these people that are basically going to be local, right? They're already in your neighborhood working. So that's another great way, in my opinion, to find potential good trades. When your project is convenient for them to get to, it's going to make it better for you to have them support you. So let's, for example, they're already working in the area. Let's say they're already at this job site that you found them at, and your project's in the same area. Well, what do you think the likelihood of them being able to pop by if there's some kind of an emergency situation or a situation where you need them right away? Because that comes up. Well, it's going to be convenient for them most likely if they're already in the area. So that's a real bonus and benefit to you for your project. Okay, I hope you get that. So the other thing is that once you get some trades that you've had referred to you, or you found them on another job site, so you know that they're actively working and engaged, you can also call up the owner of that property that they're working at. You can call up the general contractor as well. I mean, usually there's signage there to tell you that. And you could call up the general and say, what's your experience? I saw the signage. What's your experience with this demolition crew? What's your experience with these framers? Whatever it is. And then the general contractor is probably going to be quite open with you and talk about, their experience, and like give them either a good review or say, hey, I'm about to take their sign down because I'm not happy with their work. So you need to just do that due diligence and the background checks and making sure that they are as good as they appear to be. So that's going to be something very helpful to you. Now, once you find a good trade, you want to hold on to them, okay? And how do you hold on to them? First of all, you got to treat them fairly, okay? You don't want them being so squished and pinched by you like negotiating their price down so low that they feel like shit. Am I supposed to say that? They say, oh, I felt like I was on the job site there for a minute. Sorry. They say, you know what? You're like, they're not really excited anymore to do your work, right? And there's gonna be a backlash, is my point. So treat them fairly. You definitely don't want to just not negotiate, because in this world of flipping real estate, people are expecting some negotiation, okay, with the pricing, with whatever, how the work gets done. So you don't want to just accept their first price, their first quote. You always ask for a better price. What's your best price? Okay, and that is definitely key. You don't want you just have to really decide to get comfortable asking for a better price, and not feel like, oh, they won't like me if I don't take their quote. You got to stop thinking that way. Okay, this is a business. Okay, and businesses negotiate contracts. Okay, negotiate the contract. Now, they will respect you more if you negotiate the contract. Okay, you do not want to give the impression that you are weak or will succumb to their will. But be fair, okay? You don't want to squeeze them so much that they say, I'm not interested in really doing this work or showing up. Okay, you've got to incentivize them. Also, as a real estate investor, you have the benefit of future contracts. This is really key, okay? Because you are going to give them repeat business. And you can be very upfront about it and say, this is maybe my first flip, but this is what I'm doing now. And I have a mentor in this space, and we are working together, and I am doing this. So this will not be the last project that I call you on. I want to work with good people. And you're going to incentivize them to want to support you in your endeavors. So the best thing is to be fair with them, incentivize them to say, there's a future here to work together on many, many projects, and hopefully you'll be doing, like I am, more than one project at a time. You can keep these trades busy and potentially have them almost working for you full time, okay, which is the best thing. If you can say, hey, I need to pull you off of my site A to come over to site B because I have an emergency situation that needs to get fixed. The pipe burst or something, and like, get your plumber to come over right away and fix it. That's like gold, right? That is gold. And that can save you a lot of money in the end. Okay, so I hope you get that. Now, to get their buy-in to the process is really important. Now, the way that I like to do this is I like to have them come to a property with me before I even purchase it. Like I might have the key players. Like if I find a property that I think is really interesting and I want to buy it to flip it, and I know that the electrical, let's say, has to get all redone. Like I just know it's because it's so old, it's knob and tube, or maybe aluminum. Like aluminum wiring is sort of an unusual thing that you find sometimes from the 1970s. And I know that I have to do a lot of electrical. Then I'll call in my electrician and say, I'm looking at this property. Will you come with me and tell me what needs to get done here and what you think that's going to cost? You're basically building rapport with that trade and building a relationship with them right from even before the purchase happens. And it's really, I like to also ask them for their advice. Right? Because then you also get more buy-in because they feel like they're contributing more to the project. And I think that is key as well to get them on your side. They also take an active interest that way, and they also, they're also now taking responsibility, whether they like it or not. They do feel somehow committed to you, for what they've said. So after the fact, after you buy the property and they get started on the work and the walls start to come down and they open up the walls and they find something. I mean, this is inevitable in this world of flipping, is that there's always, always, always going to be surprises. And things generally will cost you more and take longer than you think. Okay, so just plan for that. Cost you more, that's contingency plan, and take longer than you think. Okay, because behind every drywall, floor, furnace, kitchen cabinets, behind all these things are always things that you can't see. So please just understand that it's okay that there's going to be surprises, and you will, inevitably, even like if you have your electrician come give you a budget before you purchase the property, things can change. Okay, so after the fact, you do the demolition, open up the walls, surprise, who knows, whatever it is, and now the electrician couldn't have foreseen that, nor could you, and that now there's going to be an extra, it's going to cost the electrician extra money, extra time, and he's probably going to have to charge you more. But given the fact that you've already built rapport and a relationship with him before the fact, he's probably going to give you a very, very fair cost or extra. We call them extras. Too many extras or extra. It does happen, and it is, of course, acceptable if it's unforeseen. But that's what I call the buy-in. So if you have certain trades come, let's say you want to do, open up a wall, right? And so the framers you might say, ask your framer to come in and take a look at it and say, what do you think here is going to cost to put this new, beam in, or whatever it is you have to do to open up the wall. And they're going to give you their opinion too. So it's the key people, like the key, let's say the key aspects of that project, I like to kind of tidy up before I purchase. So I would have a few trades come in where I know these are the key things that need to get done. So let's see what they say and make sure that my thoughts and what I'm budgeting is in line with what it's actually going to cost. Okay, how do you pay contractors to make sure they complete the job and not run off with material or completed work? Good question. So again, you're building trust and rapport from the beginning. So you're not just finding any Tom, Dick, or Harry to come on your site and do work. You've built, not only have you built rapport and a relationship with them before the job starts, but you've also got them from a referral process, okay? And you've done some due diligence. So you already know somewhat of their track record. Now, most trades are not going to go out and buy materials on their own credit card without you giving them some kind of a deposit. So when you're hiring a trade and you're going to start to give them progress payments, you're going to want to have some kind of a contract. And it can be a one-page, just a simple letter with their quote attached. And that can basically say, this is what you're intending to do for us. It can just be their quote, actually. This is what they're quoting, and this is what the schedule is going to be for this work. And we agree on these kind of progress payments. Okay, you're not going to give them all of it up front. Now, some trades will require possibly even up to 50% deposit. And the reason being, they may be buying materials. And the materials may be maybe half the cost of the project, okay? And this is not atypical, okay? You may have to give a fairly large sum of money to get those materials on order. And what you can ask for is a receipt to say that first of all, you've paid the deposit, and you want to see a purchase order or something basically saying that they've bought the materials, so that you can have that verified that they've actually done it. And you're going to want to set up some kind of progress payments for their work. They're going to want to get paid along the way. And that's how you would set it up from the very get-go in the very beginning. And if you stick to your word and you've checked out your trade, there's really no reason why they would run off from that job, unless, of course, they're on some kind of bender. But I mean, that does happen sometimes. But if you work with the same people over and over again, which is the idea, which is the goal, they will support you and finish the job. So, like I said, I have seen a lot of different things happen, and it can happen. But if you stick to the experience and the knowledge that I've gained, and this is the whole idea of working with a mentor, is that you can circumvent problems, pitfalls that you may fall into, just like I did, by doing what I now know what to do. So just take my advice. I've been there, done that. And then at least you will set yourself up for the best results that you can have. All right. I am so thank you. I want to thank you for joining me here today and listening and watching me. And I look forward to next Monday, where I will be doing Mindset Mondays. And every Monday I do Mindset Mondays. Every Thursdays I'm doing Flipping Thursdays. And I look forward to sharing more with you next week. So take care, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.